All right. Today, we're talking Romanovs. But, not just the whole, crown jewels and revolution thing.
Yeah.
We're going deeper. We're going beyond the surface. We're looking at the people, the personalities, the dynamics.
The nitty-gritty?
Exactly. And our guide for this journal, Simon Sebag Montefiore's The Romanovs.
Ah, fantastic book.
It is. Have you read it?
Yeah, it's great. It's a real page-turner. Montefiore, he just has a way of bringing history to life, doesn't he?
He does. And he doesn't shy away from the juicy stuff either,
Right.
The scandals, the intrigues, the behind-the-scenes drama.
Absolutely. I mean, these were real people with real flaws.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't sugarcoat it. He really shows them, warts and all.
And that's what makes it so fascinating, right? So, okay, 300 years of Romanov rule. They didn't just, magically appear on the scene, though, right?
No, not at all. It was actually kind of a surprising origin story.
Really? Tell me more.
So, picture Russia in the early 1600s. It's chaos. It's what historians call the time of troubles. The time of troubles. Sounds rough.
Oh, it was. Famine, war, uprisings. The country was in a total mess.
Yikes. And out of this mess, the Romanovs emerge.
Precisely. Out of this power vacuum, a young nobleman named Michael Romanov is chosen to be the next Tsar.
Wait, chosen? I thought, wasn't it all about, bloodlines and inheritance?
You'd think so, right? But in this case, it was actually an assembly, a group of nobles who decided.
Wow, so he was elected.
In a sense, yes. Imagine that. A czar chosen by the people? Well, the nobles, at least.
And he was just 16.
Yeah, 16 years old. Talk about pressure. Can you imagine? Suddenly you're czar of all Russia.
No way. I was barely making good decisions at 16. So Michael I sets the stage for this dynasty. And of course, we can't forget, as we move down the family tree, two giants emerge. Peter the Great and Catherine the Great.
Ah, yes. Two of the most iconic figures in Russian history.
Totally. Now, Peter, he was obsessed with modernizing Russia, right?
Oh, absolutely. He was determined to drag Russia kicking and screaming into the modern era. Kicking and screaming. I need an example. What kind of stuff did he do?
Well, for one, he imposed a beard tax.
Oh, what?
A beard tax. He saw beards as, well, backward, a symbol of old Russia.
So he decided to tax them?
Yep. If you wanted to keep your beard, you had to pay up.
Wow. Talk about a strong statement. So Peter's a man of action. What about Catherine?
Catherine, she was a master politician.
Ah.
Really savvy.
And she expanded Russia's territory, right? A lot.
Oh, hugely. And she was a patron of the arts and sciences.
So they both earned the title the Great, but...
There's always a but, isn't there?
Right. What's the catch?
Well, let's just say neither of them were afraid to get their hands dirty.
Ooh. Okay, so we've got progress, but maybe at a cost.
That's the Romanov paradox in a nutshell.
Right.
They were capable of great things, but also great cruelty.
So much progress and so much cruelty. It really is a fascinating dynamic, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And it all kind of comes to a head with the last Romanov Tsar, doesn't it?
Nicholas VI.
Nicholas II, yeah.
He was, kind of dealt a bad hand, wasn't he? Russia was changing so much.
It was a time of immense upheaval, yeah.
Revolutions brewing across Europe.
And Nicholas, he just wasn't equipped to deal with it, was he?
No. Seemed pretty out of touch, actually. He was clinging to this old way of doing things.
Yeah, the world was changing around him, and he just didn't get it, did he?
And then you add in, the whole Rasputin thing.
Oh, yeah. Rasputin.
That's a whole other layer of crazy.
Talk about a wild card.
So who was this guy? For people who don't know, give us the Rasputin rundown.
So Rasputin was this self-proclaimed holy man, kind of a mystic.
Okay.
And he had this incredible influence over the Tsarina Alexandra.
And why was that?
Well, their son, Alexei, he suffered from hemophilia.
Oh, right.
And Alexandra, she was desperate. She believed Rasputin could heal him.
So she put all her faith in this mystic.
She did. And it really undermined the public's faith in the monarchy.
Can you imagine? It's like something out of a movie or something.
It really is.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, this is all happening against the backdrop of World War I.
Right. Russia's getting hammered in the war.
People are starving. There are strikes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a powder keg just waiting to explode.
And Montefiore, he really captures the sense of impending doom, doesn't he?
He does. You could practically feel the walls closing in.
Yeah.
And then boom, the revolution hits.
The end of the Romanovs. It's such a tragic end.
Yeah, from the height of power to prisoners of the Bolsheviks.
And their execution, just brutal. A family wiped out.
It really is a stark reminder of how quickly things can change, isn't it?
It is. So we've seen this incredible rise and then this really devastating fall. What stands out to you as the the biggest takeaway from the Romanov story?
It's wild, right? You think of these larger-than-life figures, these czars and tsarinas, but really their story it's just so human.
It is, yeah. It's about ambition and love and power and just the messiness of being human. Totally. And that's what Montefiore does so well, I think. He shows that human side, you know, the good and the bad.
Absolutely. He doesn't shy away from the complexities.
Not at all. And I think that's why their story still resonates with us, you know, because it's ultimately a story about us.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's about the choices we make and the consequences of those choices.
Exactly. Like the Romanovs, they had all this power, but they also made some pretty terrible decisions.
They did, yeah. And those decisions ultimately led to their downfall, didn't they?
They did. It's like that saying, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good one. And I think the Romanovs are a pretty good example of that, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. So, I mean, what do you think? What can we learn from the Romanovs? Why should their story matter to us today?
Well, I think it's a reminder that power is a double-edged sword, isn't it?
It is.
It can be used for good or for evil, and it's up to us, to those in power, to use it wisely.
And it's a reminder that history matters.
Yeah.
You know, we can learn from the mistakes of the past.
Absolutely. The Romanovs, they made plenty of mistakes.
They did. And hopefully we can avoid making those same mistakes.
Yeah. Hopefully we can learn from their story and create a better future.
I like that. Learn from the past, create a better future. Well said.
Thanks.
Well, this has been quite the journey, from those humble beginnings to the heights of power and then that tragic downfall.
It really has. 300 years of history packed into, what, an hour?
Yeah. The Romanovs, what a story. And if you're listening and you want to learn more, definitely check out Simon Sebag Montefiore's book, The Romanovs.
Fantastic book.
It is. The Romanov dynasty, thanks for joining us.